So, the deal is I'm technically and legally an adult, but I don't feel like one. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that being an adult mostly requires you to be a confident person in general. To get chores done, you need to interact with strangers all the time, and you need to be bold enough to face the real world. But growing up, I had always been this shy and introverted child. Not even introverted, timid. That's what I'd call my younger self. I would literally die of a dry throat, then ask my teacher if I could drink water because I was too scared. True story, friends. I was terrified to death of any and all kind of human interaction, especially with any and all kinds of strangers. And although over the years I've tried to let go of most of it, there's still a lot of work yet to be done. Maybe it also has something to do with the fact that I'm the youngest one in my family and I've always been cared for and pampered by everyone, which honestly I've loved all my life. But now that I'm growing up, now that I'm not really a child anymore, now that life seems to be changing for real, now I'm starting to see the cons of it. I don't know if this is a universal younger sibling problem, but I'm scared to take responsibility, even if it is of my own self, because I've never really had to do it before. I'm scared of being in charge and I'm terrified of making decisions. And I'm slowly starting to realize that I might be moving out of home in a few months. And no matter what city I go to for college, and no matter how many relatives or friends I have there, for the majority of time, I will still have to be on my own. I like to believe that the first adult task I've done after growing up was to get our Wi-Fi connection switched. I did it just last week and I did everything on my own. I called them up, I selected the plan, I explained them the address, I was here when they came for the location checkup, and it might sound really silly to some, like what's the big deal in that? Any child could have done it. I know, any child could have, I couldn't have. So I was really freaking proud of myself. I remember just a day before they were coming for the installation, I was so anxious and nervous, I literally had 2 meltdowns in a row. And I was constantly beating myself up for feeling that way because, come on, it was literally nothing. How could I be nervous about interacting with strangers who are going to come over to provide me a service that I asked for? And I paid for. Okay, I just heard it and that came out wrong. But basically, that was a moment when I realized that this cannot go on for any longer and I need to get my shit together and I need to grow up. So I sat down to make a list of all the things that I've been too scared to do alone all my life. And these are the littlest and simplest of things that would mean nothing at all to you, but doing them would be a huge confidence boost for me. And over the course of time, in a series of multiple videos, I'm going to be attempting to do these things and you're going to come along. I'm calling this the Grow Up Project and you're watching episode 1. So for today, we have some very basic things on the agenda, which is okay because baby steps, right? There's absolutely no pressure. So firstly, I'm going to go shopping alone because I've never ever done it before because I'm too scared to make the final decision of what I want to buy without taking the opinions of 10 different people into consideration. But we're fighting that today. I don't really need to buy anything as such right now, but I have like 300 to 400 rupees with me. Maybe I'll get a t-shirt and some snacks or something. The important thing is that I do it on my own. I have also, sadly, never eaten out alone. Ordering food at a restaurant or a cafe and eating it all by your own, I've always been too awkward for that. And lastly, okay, this is slightly embarrassing. I have never withdrawn cash from an ATM before. There, I said it. I just get too scared that something will go wrong with the machine and I lose all the money because I'm an 80-year-old person who is scared of technology. Wearing a classic white kurta and jeans to look like that sophisticated and confident woman who will kick your ass if you misbehave with her. So watch out, bitches. I'm coming. To step up the game a little bit more, I decided to carry a purse instead of a sling bag or a backpack like I normally do, being fully aware that it makes me look like a child who's bunking tuitions. My mother has this beautiful collection of purses, but I've never been brave enough to carry them. Although I love purses and I love women who can carry them confidently, but today I'm gonna take this like an adult who should be able to carry a purse whenever she wants to. My shoes match perfectly with the color of my bag. What a nice coincidence and something that I totally did not intend to do. After standing outside for 10 minutes and contemplating whether I should just forget about it all and return home, I actually decided to finally go in. I don't know if recording a video at the ATM is prohibited, but if it is, then I swear I didn't mean any harm by it, dear bank authorities. I'm just another regular piece of YouTuber trash. Delighted by my success at the ATM, I felt great and I was ready to shop. I realized I'd gotten there pretty early, which was cool actually, because there weren't many people around and I could shop and record in peace. I needed a tote bag and I bought one. I'm gonna do a mini haul of the things that I bought at the end of this video. Not that anybody asked for it, but nobody asked for this video as well, so you gotta do what you gotta do, right? I also went up to the men's section to look at some t-shirts. I don't know what it is about the women's section, but it never has t-shirts as good as men's. And I'm not saying this because I don't like feminine prints or something. I love feminine, but the men's section just happens to have a better and more diverse collection, which makes sense because t-shirts and shirts are like the only two pieces of clothing that men are conventionally supposed to wear. I know that I said before that I didn't need to buy anything as such, but turns out my mother did. So she handed me a list and I, like the responsible daughter that I am, bought them for her. At this point, I was feeling like a cool, rich mom, just looking at expensive things, except that I couldn't buy them, but it was fun. I spent so long in the ceramic section and it was very difficult to resist the urge to buy yet another coffee mug that I don't need with money that I don't have. Also, this was the first time I noticed how gorgeous dinner sets look. I mean, look at that print. I'm definitely gonna buy one of these in the future sometime. I also thought to buy one of these laundry baskets. We had a very similar one when I was growing up and nostalgia kicked in, but none of the prints were good enough for me. I won't be lying if I said that I was feeling pretty confident in myself by this time. I mean, I was awkward, definitely, but not as much as I thought I'd be. Finally, I checked out. I got the billing done by myself for the first time. Thrilling, isn't it? Then I hopped into an e-rickshaw on my way to feed myself. Now, did I deliberately pick a cafe that I'd already been to a million times before so I wouldn't feel as awkward? Yes. But did I anyway end up feeling very nervous while ordering because I had to do it alone and there was no escape from it whatsoever? Also yes, so cut me some slack, okay? There were many people at this cafe, so I quietly picked a corner where nobody could see me, and I didn't know what to do really. For the majority of time, I just scrolled through my phone and pretended to enjoy my company, which I actually did for a little while, until food arrived. I hadn't had lunch at home, so I devoured everything as soon as it came. I'll give this garlic bread a 7.5 out of 10, maybe an 8 because I was very hungry, and I'll give this cold coffee a spicy 9 out of 10. I mean, I can do better, but it was good. I was thinking about how earlier I never used to eat out in public, especially after I had gotten my braces because food got stuck in them and shit, and I got overly conscious about it. But now I'm slowly starting to let that go because nobody cares about food in your teeth except for you. Or at least that's what I'll choose to believe. Please tell me it's true. On my way back home, I decided to stop by this park nearby to watch the sunset. The sun looks like an egg yolk. Two roads diverged in a wood and I took neither. I turned back. I sat down on a park bench thinking to myself, hey, isn't this easy? I'm so sorry. I was actually thinking that I should have brought a book or at least my earphones so I could listen to some music instead of sitting there awkwardly. But then I thought it was nice only. I heard the birds chirp, I breathed in that fresh air, and before it was dark, I finally called it a day and went back home like the good girl that I am. Mission successful! Oh god. Oh hello, I didn't see you there. I was just chilling with all the stuff that I bought on my own. You know how a regular day in the life of a real adult is? Well, now I'm gonna do a very unnecessary haul of the things that I bought, like I promised. Ta-da-da-da! So first up, as you might have already seen in multiple clips, I got this black and white tote bag. Because nothing says main character more than carrying a tote bag and a book that you haven't read and sitting in a cafe to romanticize the hell out of your life, just like the next door it girl. The strap of the only other tote bag I own had broken off a while back and I was looking for one. And initially I didn't like this one that much because it's very minimal and I'm known to be drawn towards rather colorful and funky designs and prints. But now I think it's starting to grow on me. I think it looks really chic, you know. Not that that's the only fashion word that I know of, but I think it pulls together an outfit really well. Next up, I got this white t-shirt from the men's section with a beautiful green print on it. I'm so obsessed with greens lately. I don't know what's written on this and what it's supposed to mean, but I don't think I need to until it looks good, which it does. I think it's gonna go great with any pair of denim bottoms. Spoken like a true fashion guru. Normally, that would have been the end of this haul because none of the other things that I got are worth showing you. But I'm gonna do it anyway. So here we go. 2 jars full of honey to make up for that sweetness that you lack in your social life. Some citrus disinfectant to give your flows a yummy lemony flavor. Red chili sauce to spice up your world more than that one eye contact with your crush did. Cotton balls to put in your ears as you ignore the sound of everything that's happening around the world since it doesn't affect you. A razor to shave off all that negativity away from you. Wait, that came out wrong. I didn't mean to say that body hair is negative. That's not what I meant. Maybe I don't need to have a joke for everything after all. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up now. I'm sorry if I dragged this video too much. I feel pretty content today. I definitely feel more confident and empowered and all the other synonyms today than I did yesterday. It felt really nice going out alone and I'm really glad I got to take you guys along. And here comes the cliche. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed filming it. More episodes of the Grow Up project are going to be out in the near future because there is a lot of grown-up stuff coming my way if you didn't know that already. So stay tuned for that and until next time. Bye!